Hello guys, once again back with another video, and today we are going to be talking about someone I didn't want to make a video on, but I feel like I have to now because of just how he treated me. His name is Avenger, also known as on YouTube as Dem Roleplays Tho.
I was wondering how long it was going to take to get one of these videos. Well, hello everybody. It's me, Dem Roleplays Tho. Not Dem Roleplays Tho. And today's video is going to be a little different from my usual content, as it seems we have finally gotten our first hate video. Well, as far as I can tell, it is. Anyway, let me just give you a quick rundown of who this guy is before we react to the video he posted about me. The downfall of Dem Roleplays Tho. By Sweet Chili. Now, Chili is a guy that popped into my Discord server and was asking for assistance on an upcoming roleplay he was doing. So, I decided to reach out to him and try to help, which was obviously a mistake. Things started to go south as soon as I joined, and I made the executive decision to hop out of a toxic situation before it got worse. But not to my surprise, it got even worse once I left. Now in this video, Chili likes to paint me as this brat who just complained about everything and uses YouTube status as a get out of jail free card, which couldn't be farther from the truth. And I noticed that Chili left out some pretty important stuff in the story, specifically stuff that incriminates him. Seems a little suspicious if you ask me. But don't worry, Chili. I noticed that you forgot them, so I'll be a good friend and fill in the very large gaps that you left out. So, without further ado, let's see what Chili has to say about me.
Dem Roleplays Tho has a habit, of making roleplays, and tons of them to be exact. There's probably over a whopping 1,000 videos just based on roleplays on his channel.
Yes, I have a habit of making roleplays on the channel. It's like it's in the name or something.
So, Avenger is a very cocky guy. He takes very big pride in what he does. And I noticed a lot of people like to beg to differ to that. They like to say that his roleplays aren't as good as he, tells people they are. And I'm not gonna lie, man, it's true. But we're not here to just judge his roleplays.
I think people would beg to differ on the cocky part, especially the people that work with me. And the stories I do on my channel are pretty broad. I try to make something that everyone can enjoy. But if you don't like what I post, then that's completely fine. I make it for those out there that like the themes and concepts I tackle. I don't go around boasting my videos because I know they aren't the most top-notch quality. But honestly, what roleplay is? The only thing that he says here that's true is the pride part. I do take pride in what I do, because me and my actors work hard on every storyline we create. Oh, and we're gonna come back to the not here to bash his roleplays part later on in the video.
So, not too long ago, I started messaging Avenger about being a part of one of our roleplays that I won't state in this video. If he sees it and he ends up stating it or leaking it, I'll just delete his comment.
So, the roleplay he's referring to is his Red Dead roleplay called The Road to Redemption. This is actually the one I originally signed up to do. But he also mentioned that he had no one to be a specific character in his Dying Light roleplay, so I offered to be that character, also to just get a feel for how the group was before I committed to a large project with him. You might be able to delete my comment, but not my words on my video, Chili.
We were gonna have Purple in that RP. This is called the Purple Situation. Purple was a role player that worked alongside Avenger for a really long time when he was younger, but sadly ended up getting kicked out, and for reasons I really never knew why.
So, let me clear something up. I didn't kick Purple out. One of my actors was giving a suggestion on a roleplay he was doing, and Purple didn't like it. He responded by messaging in the server saying that he didn't feel like he fit in with the group, and that he was going to be leaving. We all wished him luck and said goodbye, but instead of leaving like he said he was going to, he started trying to cause drama and started attacking me and some of my actors. So, I kicked him out of the server. And this was also over 2 years ago, and he came back in the server and was chill anyway, so it didn't really matter.
Well, he told me about Avenger, telling me that Avenger will come off really nice in the beginning, but then dip at the last moment the minute the cameras get rolling. And it's funny because that's exactly what happened. But I'm not here to take Purple's side because I learned out something very shocking and disturbing. So, Purple's brother texted me one night when we needed everybody there to film. Hey, Purple is a sexual harasser. He will not be on PlayStation for a while.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that much in depth about Purple being kicked out, because what Chili said for once was true. So we're gonna leave Purple getting kicked out at that. He explains it a little more in his video, but I don't see the point to re-say what he already said. And this is the guy he's getting all of his information from, by the way.
I don't think he should be exposed necessarily, but very wrong of him, and I'm not having that in my role plays. So I texted Avenger, I let him know, and I kicked the guy out. Avenger complains that I involved him in this, saying that I was telling him that, or putting words in his mouth by saying, hey, you wanted me to kick Purple out, which is not true.
You know, I did have proof that he said this to me. It was in a voice memo he sent me. But it seems like Chili deleted it for some reason. Here's the screenshot of that, by the way. Because why would I say, yeah, sure, to myself? I'm not schizophrenic. In the voice memo he deleted, he was using the Purple situation to get me to remove someone from my server, which I'll get to later. And beforehand, we had to talk about Purple, so I was giving Chili a little bit of a backstory. And as you can see, I specifically say, I'm not trying to sway you into removing him or something, I'm just simply clearing my name.
So, moving on, we met a role player by the name of Blade on GamerLink. This guy seemed pretty chill at first, until the night I spoke to him. The night I was auditioning him, he asked me, was there certain things he couldn't say? I said, just don't speak really big religion, stuff like that. You know, stuff that people would probably get agitated with, like politics. And he started to speak religion to me, calling my friend Jay a fool for being angry or tempered. He didn't know what agnostic meant, or, agnostic.
So he derails into this Blade character that winds up joining, and I mainly left this in so you guys can get an introduction on who he is.
Night comes where, well, Blade and everybody meets, and we met Avenger. This was actually the first night of filming. I'm not gonna lie, Avenger came off so damn unprofessional, yet he claims that I am very unprofessional. Listen to what this man did. He needed to install the game we were role-playing on for about a week. We gave him about a week to do so. What he didn't know was he already had it installed, but didn't check at all that week to see if there was an update. So, we had to wait 2 hours for him to show up. Now, the picture I'm going to post here is a picture of him saying, this is what he quotes by as me pestering him, when it's literally me joking in the messages you can see.
He presents absolutely no picture here, by the way. So a couple things to unpack here. Firstly, this wasn't the night that I met the group. I talked to Chili in a party alone once, and then met the group the other night. Secondly, I actually knew beforehand that I had the game installed, and when I was talking to the group prior to the recording date, I let Chili know about it. My system always tells me when a game needs to update, especially because it's a PS5, so I assumed that it was good. Plus, I've had multiple scenarios where the person didn't have the game updated, and it wasn't the end of the world. I also work a full-time job besides YouTube and do a lot of other IRL stuff, so I had zero time to check. So a guy can't make a mistake? Plus, I want to point out that he says I took 2 hours to show up. That's not true. I was there. I showed up, and then I found out that I needed to update the game when I tried to go in it. So they weren't waiting hours for me to show up.
We were all waiting for hours, and well, some pretty much, problems started to occur with Blade and the group. We asked him about the religion stuff, because I really wanted to see would he mention this topic or would he not. He mentioned the topic, and he made it a big deal.
So what it looks like to me is, while I was leaving my system on rest mode like they told me to do to download the update, Chili decided to take the downtime to cause problems with the group. So you're gonna ask someone about a specific topic that they aren't allowed to talk about, and then get mad when they talk about it? Sounds like instigating to me.
Avenger finally shows up after 2 hours, and we were only able to get 1 or 2 scenes done. Now, Avenger complains saying that I only get 1 or 2 scenes a day done, even though he was the one that took 2 hours to show up, and what do you expect? I told you by 10 o'clock I didn't want to RP super late, yet you showed up 2 hours later making it 9 o'clock. Actually, it was around 9:16, 9:17. I remember the exact time he showed up. meaning you wasted 2 hours of filming because you didn't want to check throughout the week if the game had a damn update.
Again, pointing out, I did show up, not 2 hours late. And let's be honest, if you have a curfew for recording time, then why would you try to have us record close to that time frame? Ask everyone that's involved the earliest that they can get on to record, and go off that. It's not my fault that you have poor planning skills, Chili. And we were only able to do one scene because he kept goofing off and leaving because his mom came home. And we all said we were fine with staying to continue if he wanted. And Chili decided that he didn't want to risk it with his mom home and pulled the plug on the session.
I kicked Blade out because I didn't like the way Blade was speaking to my group and acting to my group. When I kicked Blade out, Blade took huge offense to it, messaging Avenger, and I ended up getting proof sooner or later from Blade that Avenger messaged him, telling him what happened, and, well, he basically took Blade's side. Now, listen to this bullshit. He took Blade's side, a guy he knew for just a couple hours, because that was the only story told to him, so he had to act like he just had to take that guy's side. He said, well, I didn't hear your story yet. It doesn't matter. If you are a professional, you are unbiased in the situation until you hear both stories. You do not play like you're taking one guy's side and then another.
Yes, when I only have one person communicating to me and telling me what was going on, I'm gonna take their side. Because Chili has horrible communication skills, which I'll lean into more later on. I had to physically ask Chili why he kicked Blade out to get the response in that screenshot. And that was a group message, it wasn't to me directly. So I was still out of the loop on what exactly happened. So whether you're professional or not, you're gonna go with the only person that bothered to give you an explanation.
So I kicked Blade out. Blade asks me the next day why. I ended up telling him, and Blade basically said, okay, well, that's stupid, and then left. And I'm like, alright, well, whatever. We really didn't need him.
Actually, you did need Blade, technically, because my character was supposed to lead Chili's to a satellite tower to contact Blade's character, which was the whole purpose of me being in it in the first place.
Now, Avenger ends up sending me this big message, days after we filmed those scenes, because I told the group we needed to retake the scenes because they felt rushed since we had to start 2 hours later. I think he took offense to this because on my date night with my girlfriend, I ended up getting a very long message, which I will also display on the screen. In this message, he ends up telling me that he just couldn't do it any longer, he hates the idea of restarting scenes, blah blah blah, and that he's sorry but he has to move on. Me not understanding a word what was going on, I tried to get a more in-depth explanation, because I knew this wasn't truly how he felt. He was just trying to be the nice guy and dip out over the first day of filming.
So, in this quote-unquote big message, I actually did tell Chili every reason why I didn't want to be in the projects anymore, which he fails to display, so I will. The message that I sent him officially leaving his projects reads, hey, so I would like to talk to you about something. It's about the roleplay stuff with you. I decided to help you guys a while back because I know what it's like to be stuck in a position where you can't fully portray your ideas, especially because of the lack of people. It restricts you from doing large stories that you and your audience would enjoy, and I don't like seeing people, especially those that are in my community/server, struggle with that, so I wanted to help you guys out. But it just feels like the more involved this gets and the more it involves me, the more drama that stems from it. Obviously, there's going to be drama. I knew that going into this. But it's gotten to a point where it's a little excessive and there's something new every single day. But it's even worse when I'm acting as a middleman because I'm hearing a bunch of different stories on what's actually happening, and everyone's trying to convince me that they're the good guy and that they're telling the truth. I joined to be in your roleplay and to help out. That's it. But with all the drama that's arising from Purple and Blade, it's become overbearing, excessive, and overwhelming, so I've decided that I'm unfortunately going to be leaving the roleplay stuff for you guys. I know it's not amazing timing, but I can't sit here and continue to be dragged into more than I bargained for. Also, it feels like when I give my constructive criticism, everyone is quick to jump the gun and say that it's bad, when all I'm doing is trying to help make your story more realistic and understandable. And anything else I say is perceived as me going behind someone's back, which couldn't be farther from the truth. But also another thing that's been bothering me was the Purple situation. You didn't remove him because of what I said, because I never told you to remove him. I just told you my experience with him. You removed him from the roleplay stuff because of him sexually assaulting someone. So I wasn't a huge fan of you saying that to try to get me to remove someone from the server that wasn't even causing a disturbance in it and only talking to you through private DMs. Anyway, I just wanted to inform you of my departure the correct way instead of just leaving. Thank you for the opportunity, but I will unfortunately be continuing on my own path. And he responded pretty professionally and went into things on good terms. Until now. He knew exactly why I didn't want to help him anymore, so there's no guessing game on my true feelings. Chili just wanted a reaction out of me because he's an instigator, which I have already proven. And I wasn't offended that we needed to retake the scenes. I was just confused because he told the group that night that he really liked the scenes. He then goes into how he wants my character to act word for word because I tweaked it slightly to help make it more realistic. But instead of asking me the reasons why I did those things, he sent me a message that sounded like he was putting me in check. I explained why I tweaked it, and he responded with, "I see." That's all he said about it.
So finally, I get a longer explanation because he gets offended about it. And this shows his true colors. He complains that I tried to get him involved in, well, the Blade situation, which, again, I didn't. I have messages to prove that.
Actually, he doesn't, because he doesn't show a single thing on screen. Now, remember when I said that he was using the purple situation to try to get me to remove someone from the server? Blade created a Discord account and joined my server. Either Blade messaged Chili or Chili messaged Blade on DMs talking about joining the roleplay. They wound up getting into it, and Blade lied and said I was a part of his roleplays. Then Chili asked me to remove him from the server, even though he wasn't causing any problems in it. They were simply just arguing to each other in DMs, and Chili says that it was so he didn't mess with me and my team, which he never and still hasn't messaged any of us. I'm sorry, but I can't remove someone from a server because they were pulling a prank on you in DMs and because you don't like the guy. I need more than that. And yes, you did involve me. And I want to point out that I am in no way, shape, or form defending Blade. He's just as bad as Chili. Oh, and by the way, here's the proof of Chili trying to get me to remove Blade from the server.
The situation with Blades, I told you to remove him not because he was causing a disturbance in your server, but because nobody that I knew wanted to be around him, nor me. And not only that, but he technically was causing a disturbance, just not specifically in the server.
So, I didn't involve him. Blade did. Yet he still claims I involved him in the story, when all I was doing was asking a simple question. Eventually, Blade ends up giving up on the whole situation, telling me his true identity was Blade, and that, yeah, Avenger didn't work with him. And that just have a good rest of your day. He even admitted he liked drama. With that being said, I moved on from the situation. I told Avenger it was over, and I just moved on.
Again, he didn't move on.
He complains saying I was very unprofessional in filming, yet this is the same guy that is literally quantity over quality. He has bunches of 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, and maybe less than that joining his roleplays and putting no work into what he films. He doesn't edit them well. He uses Share Factory music to make it good. I mean, he can't complain about how I film.
Chili is talking like he's a part of my team and he knows everyone individually. I want to preface this before I continue. Chili has never been a part of my team, and he never will, especially after this. He doesn't know what I edit on, he doesn't know the story making or filmmaking process, and he certainly doesn't know anyone on my team, let alone how old they are. I also have an age limit on how old you can be to audition, and spoiler alert, it's over 10.
He complains I'm a bad director, saying that I used him as stage cue, acting like that's literally what you don't do when role-playing. He must be one of those role players that just says, hey guys, we're doing a roleplay, let's do it. He doesn't make an idea or nothing. He told me he had writers, but if you have writers, why is your story so shit, dude?
Oof, that was a real burn at the end, wasn't it? Can we quickly cut back to the part I mentioned before about not shitting on my stuff?
But we're not here to just judge his role plays.
On the scene that I was supposed to be introduced, Chili is talking to a lot of random characters, asking them for help to get pieces for a boat. In the original scene, a guy named Mike tries to scam them, and I step in to pull them aside. So, the Mike character was my stage cue to come into the scene. Chili completely got rid of that character altogether and never told me. He started filming, and while I was waiting for the character to show up, Chili walked up to me and started talking. So I broke character, asking where Mike was, and he said, "Oh, I had to get rid of him." How about you tell me that before you start recording, so I know not to wait on it?
You're over here telling me that my writing is bad and I'm just not professional whatsoever, and using people as stage cue. Well, what else are you gonna do? Just appear randomly throughout the story whenever you feel freely to? No.
I never said that his writing was bad. I know from a director's standpoint to not talk badly about someone's projects, especially because you don't know the amount of time and effort they put into it. In the message I sent to him, I said he was a bad director, which at that point I still stand by, but not a bad writer. And I don't mind using people as stage cues, because I do that too. But if you're gonna completely take it away, maybe tell the person that's relying on it to come in beforehand.
Then he complained that a scene retake that we had to do, he wasn't involved in it immediately, like I wasn't talking to the other people before him, acting like we didn't literally retake that scene minutes after.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about here. This scenario never happened, so it's just another lie that he's spitting out. I appreciate the effort on that one though, Chili.
I took this to big offense. I sent it to my group. My group said, yeah, we can literally do without this guy. He's not that important. For me, though, I think he is important because he has loads of people. And not trying to sound like I'm using him, but it was one of our sources, and now we have no source.
So, Chili is trying to make it seem like he wasn't using me when he clearly was. He would always ask me to promote his channel, and to get my actors involved, and to get him subscribers. And he was promoting his own stuff on my server just fine before I showed up. But once I did, it was always me being asked to get people to help him out. And I have voice memos for proof, which I will play for you now.
So to give you context clues on that, we need help. If we're gonna ever make films, we need people's support. And I'm not trying to tell you that you should send me some of your people. I think the best thing you could do, and I know this sounds very needy, you don't have to do it, I'm not blaming you, subs. I need the support, so that draws in more attention from other people. Those other people will then get used to that, so then you're not using any of your actors to, of course, be in my role plays and, not do y'all's. And the reason I say I need a lot of subs is so then it gets pushed up to the algorithm and so forth. If you don't want to do that, you don't feel comfortable with that, I would love actors, but it's just very difficult. And look, man, for me, you're a big YouTuber, right? The reason I keep asking, hey man, support me by adding more people, is because, look, man, we're running with 5 people at max. And 5 people is not going to be beneficial when that 4th and 5th movie, come along. And even the 3rd and 2nd movie will be bigger than what they used to be. Because back then, we just worked with the people we got, and that's how we were happy. So what I'm telling you, dude, is just try to help out as much as you can. As said, I'm a respectable guy. You just do what's needed. We're chill. That's how it works. And you're probably the same exact way with your actors. Just know, I hold you up to a very high standard. I would do up to the highest of expectations because I've seen your work and I've seen content that you did, and I've seen the amount of subs you have, the amount of actors that you have in your Discord. I see lots of potential with you. And that, I don't know your character that you're going to be playing, so please forgive me if I don't have that completely made up while we're starting to film, but it will be, and just know that I am very glad you're here. Just this is nothing. This means a lot to me. It means a lot to me as a person to make this happen again. We managed to get all the actors back that we once had, and it was a blessing to do that. So you can, if this means you getting your friends to support my channel, to help the RPs, it would help me a lot, dude, because this is not even just a cry for help. I really put a lot of work into these things, and I don't want this to come out and get 20 views. This deserves more with the amount of work we're going to be putting into this. This isn't some half-assed film that's going to come out like our old cheap films. This is going to become material that we've recently worked on, that we did good with, like the Mr. Greatness Project, The Bet, and more. So just really, for real, man, I thank you for that. Just, if you can in any way support me by getting people to sub to me, by getting people in the RP, it doesn't matter, it just helps. So, yeah, that's about it, man.
And Chili said, as you heard, that it was fine if I didn't do any of that. But look where we are now.
But what message shows that I have an ego bigger than Jupiter? I'm literally asking you for an explanation on the situation. I said I see and then I moved on. I even showed him proof of what Blade said behind his back, and yet he for some reason still didn't message me back trying to understand the situation.
Chili never asked for a simple explanation on why I changed the character. Like I've stated before, I had to bring up why I changed the character because he wanted to redo the scenes and was scolding me for tweaking it. He never asked me, and if you send me stuff on Blade and explain the situation, why do I need to ask just for you to repeat what you already sent? No thanks.
Sadly, I had another falling out with, well, somebody you guys know very well on my channel, Redix Gaming 107. We had a falling out. I really don't want to discuss it besides saying, he's definitely not into role plays, and I could tell that, and I could tell me and him just had loads of arguments about playing in general, because, you know, he said that he didn't, you know, owe me an explanation, which I assume yes is true, but I just couldn't take the, you know, the stuff anymore, and I just blocked him and dipped.
So, yet again, another person that you have a problem with. It seems to me like Chili radiates a lot of negative energy and pisses off almost everyone around him. But come on, man, stop derailing. I thought this video was about me.
But, Avenger, if you're seeing this video, I just want you to know a couple things. One, I have proof that you're egotistical. Number two, I have proof that you have literally no reason to leave the roleplay. You just did to do it.
I've already shown my evidence on why I wanted to leave this guy's stuff, so I have nothing to say here.
So I already know I might have some hate on this video, but if you take the time to look at these pictures and, well, listen to what I'm saying, you'll actually understand how big of a dick Avenger really can be. And Avenger, I just want to let you know, no matter what you believe, no matter if you think you won this battle, no matter if you don't even care, just know I at least have the proof that you did these things, and there's no way you can go back on it now.
Chili seems to have forgotten one simple thing in this video. Proof. Solid, concrete proof. There isn't a single image that you've presented that supports your claim that I am what you say I am. And I don't know why Chili is acting like we're in the middle of a war or something. It's giving delusional.
Now, you could say, well, you're saying you have proof, but this is just images of him expressing his emotions and feelings to you. And here's what I have to say to that. No, it's not. Look at the messages. Look how egotistical he is compared to how I am. Look how I never pestered him like he claimed in his message. Look how I didn't involve him in none of the situations.
So, let's get into this pestering bit he's got going on. He's saying that he didn't pester me, when I have evidence that says otherwise. When I first started talking to him, I asked him what character he saw me being in his Red Dead roleplay. He said he had no idea, so I suggested a villain role because I never usually get to play those. Fast forward a couple days, and Chili makes an announcement in a PlayStation group chat that all of the main actors are gonna meet up and just work on getting their outfits ready. Me, still not knowing what role I was, I had to ask him if he had decided my role yet, because I couldn't make an outfit for a character that I didn't know I was playing. He said most likely, but he wasn't positively sure yet. Now, a couple days after, Chili messages me out of the blue and accuses me of ignoring him, which, as you can see, I provide several points of evidence to say that he never communicated anything to me at all. So like I said before, bad communication skills. Now the other screenshot I'm going to show you is him messaging me, yelling for me to basically make the Dying Light update go faster. And I want to point out that again, I turned my system into rest mode for 2 hours to get the update so I could help them. And I have witnesses willing to vouch for me saying that I did this because I hopped in a party quickly to tell them that I was going to be gone for a while to download it and help Chili. Another incident I had was caused from the night we recorded. When Chili pulled the plug, he asked everyone if they'd be available the following day. I told him I wasn't going to be able to, as I needed to help someone record something the next day. He said it was fine, and we moved on. Now here's a screenshot from that very next day of Chili trying to get me to record for him, even though I already told him I couldn't do it that day. And the last image I'm showing you is the messages of Chili trying to pry another answer out of me for why I wanted to leave, even though we ended on good terms before he started instigating. And because Chili failed to read out the big message that he sent me, provoking me to send one back, I'll read it for you now. It says, "Because from all I've seen, you've just simply left for no reason. Nobody involved you in the purple situation. You were let know what happened, then moved on. The Blade situation is dumb. I literally asked you, could you please kick him from the server nicely because he was bothering me and my group, knowing we were in your Discord. We didn't want him starting stuff with you guys too. You could say, well, me and him had no issues. Bro, he literally lied saying you were in his Greek Minecraft roleplay and you knew more about it than he did. Then you claimed you had no idea what he was talking about. Furthermore, he tried to involve you, not me, hence why I wanted him kicked so he wouldn't. Look, I put time, dedication, and work into these roleplays. I waste all my weekends slaving away for these. This is my passion. What I stand for, I love to act, to see what kind of stories I can make unfold. I really did look up to you in some weird way, despite knowing the way we film is different. You pump content out. I try to make sure the viewers know what they are about to watch. I know not every person cares about the story, but I do. Now, I want a better rundown of the situation, how you felt involved, and how I could have actually handled it from your point of view. Now, personally, I handled it extremely well. All I did was send you proof he lied so you can kick him out and move on. The Purple situation was brought up once to show you that I kicked him, though Purple said one thing that I'd agree with, and he said he will leave the minute the cameras get rolling. I mean, dude, you were there for a day. You didn't get a full scoop of what we were like. I was hoping a YouTuber with 4,000 subs would appreciate our work more, or try to help, but you gave up within a day of filming. That is pretty sorry. Now, please, explain better, because all that big message told me was, I didn't like this. Bye. Now, if you would like to read how I responded to this, you can either pause the video or just go back to Chili's video, even though he doesn't explain it at all and he puts words in my mouth. Like saying in this screenshot that I was talking about the Purple situation when you can clearly see that I was talking about Blade. So there you have it. Multiple screenshots of him being hostile towards me and pestering.
Avenger, you call me an unprofessional director, yet you are the same man who does quality or quantity over quality. You make no quality content, at least to what I know no more. There were back in the day where I'd see a For Honor movie and such, and I actually kind of enjoyed it, even though it was a little goofy. It was something new. But your new content is just you plastering videos of games so you can make money, or you can make views. You know whatever you pump out, just like a machine, all those little kids and big roleplay fans are gonna watch it.
Isn't it crazy that a bunch of roleplay fans like watching videos on roleplays? And Chili, you were the one that gassed me up when we first met, saying that you really liked all my content and stuff. So you either used me or you're a liar. And you know, I originally wasn't gonna monetize this video, but now I will just for you, Chili.
Me? I take months to do my content, and considerably, yes, you can say I'm sounding egotistical. This is not egotistical, this is just facts. You sit there and you post content whenever you please because you have the right amount of people. You even said I was stuck at a point too and it was hard. But why aren't you helping me then? I did nothing wrong.
Oh, I get it now. So the whole point of this video is trying to get me to beg for you to let me come back so you could have me on your channel. Aww. Yeah, no thanks. So according to you, you're the only one that takes months to make a story? My actors will fully remember this. Do you guys remember Red Dead Season 3? I swear it's coming out. But that project has taken 1.5 years to do. But I don't put any effort into my stuff, right? And I'm not helping you because of all the stuff you dragged me into, when all I signed up for was to be a part of your roleplay. But everything but that happened because of the decisions you've made.
I've actually not gonna lie guys, I've meat-righted this guy. I played so nice to this guy no matter what stupid shit happened. Like taking 2 hours to download your game. Knowing you had to film that night when you had all week to prepare. Knowing that you had barely any clothes on you, you didn't even like play the game to get new things.
I already said my piece on the whole downloading game thing, but the clothes? That's a new one. I popped into a session with some pretty decent gear on, because I played the game, and Chili looked at it and said nothing. And I play the game. I told him I beat the main story and did a decent amount of side stuff, so me not being ready is another lie.
You just did what you wanted to, because that's you, Avenger. You believe since you're a bigger YouTuber than me, you can just do what you want when you please. And that is not how this works.
I'm actually pretty humble about my subscriber count. When someone tries to boast me up, I'm the first one to say that I'm not that big of a YouTuber. You can ask all my actors that, and they'll tell you the same thing.
I honestly don't want to put that much effort into this because I don't think I need to with Avenger. I don't really need to make this a big fucking deal. This is just gonna go on YouTube, and hell, like Avenger, this is just content, remember? Now, I do want a response from Avenger, but I know I'm not going to get it because his ass probably got a whole ass PR team telling him not to do it. But, Avenger, you see this, you definitely should respond. I don't want this to be a big beef fucking saga where you have to make a video, then I make a video. I just want to know, like, I want your audience to know the situation like I know the situation.
Well, unfortunately for you, Chili, you made it a big deal as soon as you decided to post the video, bash my team, and decided to harass me in the comment section of my video. Here's a screenshot of that, by the way. And he's saying, this is just content, remember? Like I've said that phrase to him at some point in his life. Oh, and don't worry, Chili. My PR team said that it was okay for me to respond to your video.
I'm sorry for these constant beef videos. This is just getting old. But I don't consider this a beef. I consider this just exposing and drama. But I hate to be involved in it. It's just, sadly, it comes to me naturally. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.
It's easy to say, I'm sorry for all the drama videos, when you're the one causing all of the drama. Because like you said, Chili, it comes to you naturally. And if it wasn't already clear, Chili provokes a lot of the stuff that happens to him. Whenever something doesn't go his way, or he gets upset about something, he threatens to make a video. Here's a screenshot of him texting me after the big message I sent him, trying to scare me by saying he's gonna make a video about me. So Chili has no one to blame but himself. So, that's the end of Chili's video, and as you can see, I have evidence to combat everything he said about me. It's a different story when you have the full context, isn't it, Chili? Chili is very quick to temper, so I'm not surprised that he made a video about this. But he forced my hand on multiple fronts, and just in case anyone is a little suspicious, I'm leaving Chili's video in the description just so you can see how much of the video I showed and how much I cut. Now, Chili, like you said, you don't want this to be a back and forth video war, so this is going to be the only video I make on this, and you. Now, I hope you find this small ounce of maturity in your heart and understand what I need to say here. You can't be a part of my team whether you wanted to or not, especially not after this. I don't want you contacting me or any of my people again. You said you wanted it to end here, so now just leave it alone. No more videos, no more hostile comments in my videos, nothing. It's been an adventure, Chili, one I hope neither of us have to relive ever again. And with that being said, this concludes my video. We will now switch to our regular scheduled videos and continue to tread on. I hope you guys at least got some enjoyment out of this video, as I tried to make it as entertaining as possible for the people on the outside. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next story.